Potential is what we're capable of, but capacity is what we can sustain. And there's a really big difference between the two things. So today I wanted to unpack what that difference was. Now, there's 3 core outcomes that I'm obsessed with, and I talk about this on repeat. And they are unshakable focus, unstoppable momentum, and actualized potential. But more and more, I've actually realized that actualizing potential is a function of not just those 2, but also of a 3rd pillar of leadership or capacity. And so capacity looks at what we can currently hold, because if we can't hold more, we can't actually achieve our true potential. Whereas potential is about the raw talent, the capability, what could I become? It's all about possibility. It's really exciting. It's about doing the vision board. It's our ambition, it's our vision. But without the capacity to actually take steps on those things, which is why I have this whole endures framework where we do things on repeat, potential can often be wasted. And we hear this. We think about people we went to school with who maybe peaked in school, or like people that had really unfortunate things happen to them, or people who just, for whatever reason, whether it was fear or limiting beliefs or choices or whatever, never really quite achieved their potential. So obviously when it comes to potential, there's internal and external factors that will prohibit us from achieving it. But to work on those internal factors, that is very much about capacity. So capacity is our physical capacity, so our recovery, our sleep, our nutrition, how healthy we are. But it's also leadership capacity. So it's the self-leadership with the boundaries, the communication, the emotional regulation, the clarity, and so on. And it's the leadership of others with how we manage to delegate, how we bring other people on the journey, so we're not constantly doing everything ourselves. And so often when we think about performance, we think about chasing more and more and more potential, or we think about somebody who already has potential. So we think about performance sometimes as winning things or reaching summits. But many people win Olympic gold medals, or they reach the summit of Everest or whatever, and they're miserable. They're constantly chasing something. They're constantly chasing that potential. My work is really about getting people to also fall in love with the journey. And if we increase our capacity, as I often say, we don't just reach one summit, but we can keep reaching summit after summit after summit. So we can keep expressing our potential consistently. And so we can't, make somebody be smarter or more talented or better at their job, but we can always increase the capacity that we have. So now when I think about my 3 pillars, I think of them as focus, momentum, and capacity. And so just a reminder to you that potential determines where you can go, but it's your capacity that actually determines whether you will get there. And the gap between that ambition, which is thinking about your potential, and your capacity is where your dreams can disappear. So how can you close that gap? Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for more from Endures.